So today we are going to discuss one of the important topic in research methodology, that is article writing. We know that the importance of the publication is day by day increasing in social science research, especially for those who are pursuing PhD and those who are into academic field. The importance of article writing, the importance of publication is increasing day by day. For PhD students, it is mandatory to publish at least 2 articles before the submission. That is 2 in indexed journals. And for academician as well, for getting promotion, they have to publish in indexed journals, especially the SCI journals, SSCI journals, Scopus, yeah, ESCI journals, ABDC journals. So at this outset, we are going to explain what the article writing and what is the general format that we can follow to prepare a standard article that we are going to discuss. So this is the general format that we can follow for preparation of a standard article. So we will be focusing on the main body of the article only, and start with the introduction. After the introduction, we have the review of literature. After the review of literature, we can focus on the methodology. After methodology, we can focus. You can provide the results. After results, you can provide the discussion, and after discussion, you can give the conclusion part. And after conclusion, there will be a reference according to the requirement of journal. Most journals are preferring the APA, American Psychological Association style format, and after that you can provide appendixes if you have any kind of appendixes. Now we will be discussing each and every point in detail. The first is the introduction part. As you know, the introduction part is very important in a research paper. Through introduction part only we can able to attract, we can able to connect with the audience. So introduction, you have to start introduction with the background information regarding related to your topic. How you can develop this background information? You can develop this background information through a review of literature. Through review of literature, there is no shortcut actually. You have to review some close related topic. Then only you will get a basic insight. You can go deep into that particular issue, and you will have a better understanding about that particular problem. And the introduction, you can start with that background information. After that background information, providing that background information, you can state your research problem. You can pose your research problem to your audience. Then it is easy for that audience, that scientific reader, to connect with your particular problem, that research topic, that they can able to connect with the topic easily, because you already providing the background information. After that, you are providing what this research problem, and you can also, in the introduction part, you can also provide what the significance of your study, the need for your study, the purpose of study. All those things you can provide in the introduction part in a briefer format. So that is the introduction part. In the introduction part, you can start with what you can start with the background information. After that, you can provide the research problem. You can state the research problem. After that, you can provide this one, that is the significance and need for the study, the purpose of the study, in a brief format. So that is the introduction part, and this introduction part is very much important in social science research, because if your introduction is not novel, it is if it is not attractive, then the scientific reader, the audience, will not read the other parts. So it should be it should have some novel content, and it should attract the scientific reader as well. So in that way, we can say that the introduction part has got its own importance. And after introduction, we have what? The review of literature. And in any kind of study, review of literature is very much important. And so in a research article also, the review of literature has its own role to play. So in order to develop background information, you have to go forward the review of literature. And this review of literature establish for your reader that you can understand, you can have that basic understanding about the topic, and you can also establish your readers that your contribution is valuable. Through literature review, you can establish that one. And if you are going for this literature review, you will be having a better understanding about the research problem, and you can also polish your research problem. You will get an background information. You can polish your research problem. Apart from that, it also helps in fixing your research methodology. So that is the review of literature. And after review of literature, you can move to methodology. Methodology can be considered as a backbone of research. Based on methodology only, most of the journals are accepting or rejecting their papers. So you have to select appropriate methodology. Appropriate, that is inverted comma, because you have to choose those methodology which are most appropriate for your study. And in the methodological part, you can provide whether your study is based on qualitative or quantitative data, whether it is based on primary or secondary data. And if it is a qualitative data, if it is qualitative analysis, the qualitative data methods or tools you can also provide. If it is a primary, if it is based on quantitative data, you can also provide the methods, the data analysis tools, all those things. You can explain all those tools also. If your study is primary data, you can give the population sample size, sampling technique, all those details you can provide in the methodology part itself. If you are using secondary also you can provide the sources of information and also the data methodology techniques that are used for data analysis purpose. So in this methodology part, one thing you have to note that one thing you have to note that the methodology, if you are using some standard methodology, in the sense that if you are using some econometric tools, or say for example, if you are using tests like augmented decupulator, if you are using Arch model, Garch model, co-integration test, like some standard techniques, if you are using, you have to explain that models in the methodological part. You have to explain, because then only the scientific reader, the audience, can able to understand what is actually that particular methodology and what is the use of that particular methodology in your research. So if you are using some standard or some important econometrics or statistical tools, you have to explain what is that particular tool and what is the importance of that particular tools in your research, that you have to explain, that you have to take into consideration while preparing the methodology part. And if you are not using such kind of things, you can simply explain what is the brief methodology that you are using in your research. And after methodology, you can provide the results. Results is not a presentation of the raw data. It is you can present the result based on the data analysis with the help of charts, with the help of diagram. You can present your results, and you can always you can present these things with the help of the tables also, with the diagrams also. You can present this kind of results, and it's up to you. You can use appropriate method of techniques for presenting the results. And results is the mere representation of facts. Is a representation of facts. So after results, you can present what discussion. Normally, in some articles, it's like results and discussion. Results and discussions are presented in a common plan, in the same heading only. You can also use the same format, or you can present results in one segment and discussion in separate segment. It's up to you. Okay, in discussion part, it is not the repetition of what is shown in the findings or what is shown in the results. Here in the discussion part, we will be explaining the implication of the results, the implication or the interpretation of the results, and we will offer generalization. We will offer generalizations. That is the importance of discussion. So discussion part is very much important, and it's not what restatement of findings. You have to note this thing, that in the discussion part, we are focusing on the interpretation of result or the implication of the result, and we will offer generalization. And we can explain this interpretation part in a paragraph format. You can develop these discussions in a paragraph format. So that is the discussion aspect. And after that, you can go for the conclusion. And in some disciplines, they will complete the article with results and discussion, especially this subject like life sciences. They will complete the article with results and discussion, but in social sciences, we will go for the conclusion. So in the conclusion part, we will restate the research problem, and we also provide the answers to a research question, the research hypothesis that we prepared. So it is in the conclusion part is we will restate our research problem, and we will give answers to our research questions or the hypothesis that we already framed. And we also provide the recommendation for further studies as well in the conclusion part. So that is the conclusion element or conclusion part. After conclusion, you can provide references. You can provide references according to the requirements of the journals, and some journals, most of the journals are demanding APA format, and some journals are asked for. Based on the journal's requirement, you can provide the references. The lots of referencing styles are there. Based on your journal requirement, you can prepare the references. And after the references, we have appendixes. If you have any appendices, you can provide that appendices. If you are following the APA format, after the reference segment, you can include what the list of tables and list of figures, because the tables and figures will be after the reference in the APA format. It will not be provided in what are the main content. Okay, so if you are following APA format, you can provide your list of tables or list of figures, or figures and tables you can provide after the reference segment. And so this is the general format for preparing a standard article in social science research. And if you are following this format, you can able to publish your paper in a standard journals as well. And before preparing a paper, it's my personal advice is that you target a particular journal. You target a particular journal, and you just go to the author segment, or you will get the author instruction, and based on the instruction, based on their requirement, you just prepare a paper on the basis of this format. And you can develop a good paper, and you can able to publish in a good journal as well. So with this, I will stop this session, and thank you.